dancing in the shadows, waiting for new light, being with you. And this new sunrise is upon us. A new sunrise is all we need. New sunrise. touch like ice, tracing all my scars. Why is it hurt on the inside? It's unforgivable, but I forgive you every time. Hard to let it go, 'cause we're intertwined. I break you, you break me, but something about it makes us so. Baby, every piece keeps us together in the cold.
solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can.
Lack going across is able to get it back inside the Hammerhead zone, and dunks Dark, who sends it to the opposite side. Cheesecake can't beat that. Dark going for it. Lack went for boost, and Dark is able to get it around Lack and cuts this lead in half just before halftime.
Good placement there by Oblivion. Lack just too slow going.
But he wants it, and that ball does not want to go in. Now Bondo has a counterattack. He's sending it. Water Dragon trying to race. Bondo dunking him, and what a way for the first goal to go in. Lasagna only 19 seconds in. Hydra should have got it, but that goal said no. And then the only place Water Dragon could have possibly put it, Bondo's fighting hard to make it happen. A double Jimbo will give Crusher all the time in the world to take control of this ball and get boost. That was very dicey, Lasagna. Very dicey.
Yeah,
but somehow
is it in?
Griffins managed to hang on. And they will win in overtime, taking it to game 4.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Frontier Doubles League. We have our Sunday night action. This 8 o'clock hour is going to be spent in the Elite League watching the Penguins and Griffins. I am Mia, and I am joined in the booth by Lasagna Man. Lasagna, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good myself. I'm excited for the matches tonight. We have both ends of the spectrum on the league. We have 2 Elite League matches tonight and an Origin League match, so stuff to look forward to after this match. Now, if you're ready, we can get the players in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to get these. Yeah, I'm ready to get these guys in here. We oh my goodness, as I get massive latency issues. Yeah, and so we'll get these guys in here, get this show on the road. Do you know what the records of these teams are by any chance?
4-1 Penguins, 2-3 Griffins.
Okay.
A mystery voice in my head is telling me that the Penguins are 4-1 and the Griffins are 2-3. So we'll see how this goes out. Burning Energy starting the game off strong with a flick and a bump play. Impressive. Fun fact for you guys at home, this guy's actually, well, he's on my team. He's in Expert League. Which is kind of funny, but it's just a strong start from the Griffins.
Yeah, it is. Good to get a lead. Good to get a lead, but that funny voice in Lasagna's head is actually our production, our friendly neighborhood streamer man Galloway, who you will also be able to hear his beautiful voice coming up later in the evening. But at least thankfully for this hour, he will be quiet. And as I ramble on, the Penguins find an equalizer and a quick response. We're 19 seconds in, all tied up at 1. Saying that Burning is playing up from Expert, I feel like this is going to be a matter of the Griffins just trying to keep it close. I think more so than anything. I mean, I will be very impressed if they can find their way into a couple wins.
I will be as well. We're going to see a little bit of Griffins pressure here at the start, though. Burning with an air dribble. I wish he would do this in my matches. Come on, man. And the Penguins now with a counter attack. Looking at a little bit of pressure. No boost for Costin. He's going to take this out, though. A good clear all the way down the field. And he's looking for a demo. Looking for another bump. Can't get it. And now Void. He's going to take this out of the corner. Burning's going to play a little bit of disruption. And now a 2v1. Flushy's up on the ball. Puts it to backboard, but no Penguins offense there. And Burning, he can't quite make the touch he wants to get this in a scoreable position. Costin's going to send this mid. And Burning, he's going to put this on, but a beautiful pinch save from Void is going to keep that out.
Yeah, I have, let's see, I don't know if I can even be heard. I have awful ping right now, but
No,
that ball
we can
sent
hear you.
on. Oh, you can? Okay, cool. Because yeah, I have. It sounds and feels awful on my end. I have packet loss latency variation and high latency all on my screen. And okay, at least on the Discord end, it seems to be good. I was also on 360 ping on Discord for quite a bit there.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I don't know what's happening on my end, but what's happening in the game is we're still equal, but Costin going to be able to find a nice shot there, and Griffins taking the lead. Really, I have to say, I've been impressed with Burning Energy. Like for playing up from expert, does a decent job at holding his own up here.
Yeah, the speed difference from expert to elite is very great as you're playing with oftentimes some of the best players in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now Costin, he's going to take this up, go for backboard. Void turns that away. Now a counterattack, neither Griffin with any boost, a demo, and Costin has to make an awkward save, but he does, and now the Griffins heading the other way. Burning's got a little bit of possession, aerial possession, he takes this to backboard, and he tries to put the double on, but can't quite get it, but Void has to stay there in case he does, and Costin is able to capitalize and put that in net. For the Griffins up 3-1, only halfway into this game.
Yeah, that's just a good play, and on that one, you have to. I think even if Burning is expert, like you have to respect that. You have to respect the play, and the miss coming through just Costin in a fantastic position to capitalize on a rebound shot with a defender who's not exactly sure what's going to happen, but Flushy knows exactly what's going to happen right here and finds his way into a low 50, gets that ball under Costin's car into the back of the net, cutting that lead down to 1. I mean, still plenty of time, 2:20 left. That I don't think that the Penguins would be running away with anything. I think the Griffins have shown quite a bit, but certainly not at a point where you can really count the Penguins out of it, though, is Burning Energy looking for a sidewall read that he's not able to find, but this ball almost left for him in the middle. Costin collecting this one, trying to slow the play down, going to bring it into the middle, and this ball will be cleared back into the Griffins half as they're going to reset on offense.
Yeah, and Costin almost scoring again there. And now Void, he has to abandon this ball due to no boost. The Griffins have been doing a great job taking all those big boosts in the corners, but now a large clear, and Costin steals another boost. The Penguins' attack is mostly non-existent there with nothing to fuel the speed that they need to get this done. Burning now with some bumps to clear the way for Costin. He's now chasing down another player. Costin beats one. Void with a good clear though. Burning now with 0 boost, tries to put this mid. And Void gets a clear. Now a 1v1. Costin's up again, but gets beat. Burning has to make a clear off backboard. He does. Felicia's going to maintain possession, but Costin sneaking in off the wall gets us into the Penguins' corner. And we're just seeing some midfield toss-up gameplay right here. Neither team able to get supreme possession over the ball and get a solid offensive play working.
Yes, this shot on and Void coming through with a great save, but Costin just needs to pop this one up and does, and it's in and back up to a 2-goal lead. And Costin has done so much in this game, that being a hat trick to go along with 4 saves. The just the pressure that they're playing with, and I really see that they're using Burning Energy to just cause some chaos, wreak some havoc, and send a car downfield and force bumps, force them to watch out for something more than just Costin with the ball that they have to play around Burning. And it seems like that's really making them awkward, and the boost steals have really been coming through. But this one, Flushy not able to get the turn, but does keep this one near the net, trying to find it on the short side. Burning Energy is there, and Costin going to try to clear this one out, and Cam Void going to look for a play. Costin back into the corner. This one's centered out, but Burning with a great touch, sending this one downfield. Costin will send it a little bit wide, but coming down under 10 seconds. Flushy going to need to find something quick. Drives around the ball. This one drops and is going to be up, but we're on 0, and the Griffins gonna take game 1.
Austin there looking for a cheeky double tap off the corner, but he doesn't get this, and I am so far impressed. Oh, and it appears the Griffins on the back of that win are going to take their time out. Let me acknowledge that for them real quick. Make sure they know what's going on. But man, I'm just impressed with how the Griffins have played so far. You would think that the Griffins would have to play a defensive game of counterattacks, but they've really brought it with 11 shots to 6 for the Penguins. And really, I'd have to agree with you. Burning, while not being as mechanically skilled or as fast as some of these elite players, was really used to great effect to keep these Penguins players on their toes with some disruptions and some bumps and boost steals, and honestly complimented Costin nice there. Now, the Penguins, they didn't play a bad game either. With 6 saves and 6 shots to go along with them, they were putting some solid pressure on the Griffins as well.
Yeah, they did. They did have some solid pressure, but pressure is pressure. That needs to be goals and sadly, I don't think the timeouts can be we'll have to see. He's already back.
So
I've never had a situation where we've had to potentially uncancel a timeout.
It's
I
happened
mean,
only once.
he's already
so
back. You can
in our
take it away. We don't
production
need it.
booth, are we going for it?
Yeah,
They haven't joined.
We're still taking it. Can they join in and start the game or
let's
no?
just send them in. All right. Well, now with that technical snafu out of the way, back to the game. But yeah, the Griffins taking one. I thought that the Penguins, with the pressure that they had, it's like pressure is good, but pressure needs to result in something, and it needs to result in goals. And in that game, it certainly didn't. And they just need to find the way to convert. I really feel like that burning energy can be a problem that can be solved, but so is Costin is, I think, an even bigger problem that needs to be solved, as he's going to take this one, send it to the backboard, drop it into that bottom corner, and find the Griffins into a quick lead. And I almost feel like that really is going to be the issue, is that I think Costin just seems to be up to carrying this as much as he needs to, and little dangerous play from Burning, but finds his way out of that danger. And Void trying to get this one mid, can't. Flushy not able to get a follow-up and has to retreat, as Burning going to come off the wall and guesses around one, going to send it towards the middle, but soft play, Void able to take this and cost and sending a soft one, and that's a backflip, side flip out of Flushy, but regardless, I think he should have had that one.
Yeah, just a feels backflip play. Sometimes it's a little bit comforting to know that it can happen to the best. But yeah, just some of the pressure, maybe a little bit too much for the Penguins, but they still have 4 minutes to come back. But as you were saying, Costin, he's going to be a large problem for this Griffins, or for this Penguins match. I believe our production might have an unmuted mic in the background.
I was about
there.
to say, okay, yes, I'm glad that I wasn't I was just checking through my other things on my other monitors, because I did hear a little voice too, and thought I had left something unmuted. But yeah, 3-0 lead, just over a minute in. I mean, Griffins are really looking dominant. I mean, I thought that they would have struggled a bit more, but realistically, this is turning out really well for them, as that one almost finds its way in off of the shot from Burning, but Void going to bring this back the other way, only has Costin to beat, since an absolute ripping shot to the top shelf, but Costin able to get in the way of that, and Burning trying to clear it out. Shot a little bit wide from Flushy, a little bit awkward out front. This ball sent high. Flushy trying to put it on, can't get it, and this one going to be cleared out. And and that's really, I feel like, where I'm at though with the Penguins is that it's well and good and all that they're getting this ball down the field and they're finding some opportunities, but the finishing's not there and the opportunities aren't being converted, and they are for the Griffins. Is Burning able to find a fourth? I mean, with 256, like, I just Penguins just need to find a way to convert.
Yeah, and Burning and Costin, they seem very in sync right now. There's passing going on, there's talking going on. I've seen very few double commits out of them, despite what you might see if you know Burning and Costin from previous seasons. I say that, and Flushy, he's gonna get a good touch off wall and be able to follow this up. Burning a little awkward, expecting a shot to the top corner from Void, but Penguins a little bit of signs of life here. They're going 1 goal for 2 shots so far, which is a little bit different than what we were seeing last game. They had a little bit more pressure there.
But the response immediately, I like, I mean, that's just an unbelievable kickoff from Costin to kill that, and Burning doing what he should do and cheat off that kickoff and take advantage of that opportunity. And I mean, that's just some solid fundamentals. Like, you just need to be able to take better 50s and cheat more on kickoff. It just seems to be an enigma for the Penguins on how they can score, because I mean, as soon as they get one, they immediately let one up, and I just am struggling to see how they dig themselves out of this hole. That's a great demo, and that ball rushing off the crossbar and out. That this pass maybe dropped, finds it, they get it. Not the prettiest, but and I also feel like that's a bit too. Is it feels like that they're having to work so hard for the littlest thing.
Yeah, we'll see if they can hold on to the second goal here without giving one up. They've got 2 minutes to find 3, which is a definitely doable task. But knowing how these kickoffs have been going a little bit in favor of the Griffins, kind of takes a little bit of confidence away. And as I said, it's not a very convincing play to work that hard for a goal and then get scored on the next kickoff. Yeah, you got to stop the bleeding. It's happened twice now, and it's really going to kill you coming up later, as the Griffins, they have a lot of momentum. They are feeling themselves, and they have a lot of confidence right now, and it feels like they're only playing better as time goes on.
Yeah, it really does. It seems like that they are finding more and more confidence, and I think that it's a little bit too much respect, I think, being given to the Griffins. This one sent all the way back, Costin having to retrieve it. That one could have been hairy if not for just a second. This one sent up high by Burning, but Costin not able to get a touch. But I feel like that there's a bit too much respect, and like Burning almost uncontested there, and seeing Void without boost and Flushy with half a tank. I also wonder if some of this is just not having the boost and then also being bumped out of position. So, which is either making not having boost worse or making getting boost difficult. Is you just see Burning energy there just being a nuisance, and that's certainly a frustrating thing to play against as a bump comes in, but not able to get that ball out front of the net.
Yeah, and Costin on his way back there working boost denial. He took, I believe, all 3 full pads on that play. And now the Penguins on a little bit of a counterattack. Flushy can't get the touch he wants. Void versus Burning in the corner. Comes out towards the middle. Flushy now in possession of the ball. It's a little bit of a slow play in the middle. Costin's on backboard here. He should have this, but a little bit awkward. Goes out to corner. Burning now. Full tank of boost. A little bit awkward. He's going to take it down and take it towards center. Void, a good read to stay grounded there. He didn't want to get baited out as the only player with boost on his team. Now he's going for a shot here. He taps it over Costin.
Beautiful.
Looking for possibly a bump there, but it doesn't matter as Flushy, he's able to sink this into net for a much-needed goal for the Penguins.
Yeah, much needed, and at the same time, I think a little too late as well. 3 goals, 13 seconds. I mean, they're going to need them right off the kickoff, and the only way that it has been so far.
Hold on.
Okay. Wait a second. Okay. Okay, look.
We just
3
need 2
seconds-
more
look,
of those.
I would say, look, 3 seconds ago was a long time ago. Things have changed. Like, there's an outside chance here now. I mean, if they can do it again, great. But like, this is one of those of, I now look at this and the 2 goals that they gave up after they had scored twice, and what kind of difference gets made. Now that this one really is out of reach of, if you just don't let those 2 goals in, I mean, maybe we're talking about overtime, but instead we're talking about a 6-4 win for the Griffins to go up 2-0 in the series, where the Penguins still don't have any answers.
Yeah, and part of your answer has got to be for Costin. Now, Burning Energy did score 4 goals this match, but Costin sitting there with 3 saves, and I believe 4 last match. He's just making it hard for the Penguins to score, even when they put it on net. In fact, I believe this game, most of the Penguins' shots on net, I believe all but one of them are on net. But oftentimes, I feel like they're finding themselves with no boost to put a powerful shot on, or just a lack of positioning to get it in a killer area. And that's really going to hurt you. I'm thinking, I feel like I say this every time now, but if you just take the person who's saving all the shots off of the field, sometimes that's a bit of a help for some scoring.
I mean, I get what you mean. Is that the people who are ending up making saves are usually people who are putting themselves in a good position to make saves, and if you can't be, if it can't be done, this is exactly what the Penguins need to get started, is a goal right off the kickoff. But sometimes the best way to get somebody out of position is to reset them. Send them back for a little 3-second timeout and force them back to 33 boost, and sitting more or less nowhere on the field relative to where you usually want to be if you're trying to position yourself to make a save. So yeah, I could see a bit more physical play, because realistically the Griffins have been using that to great success, I think, in this series. That the physical play really has made all of the difference. It really has just made it feel like it's been very awkward for the Penguins. I mean, really, it feels like up until right now, like, this has been the first time I feel like that the Penguins are looking like the better team and actually playing like it.
Yeah, a little bit awkward from Burning Energy in the corner. I think perhaps he misread one of the bounces and thought it was going more up wall. But yeah, I believe the first lead we've seen this series from the Penguins, and it's already up by 2. So we'll have to see where this goes. Flushy now putting, I believe, another shot on net, their 3rd one this game. And Void, he's keeping it in on offense, and the Griffins are finding themselves without a lot of boost. Void, he's taking another one there, and I believe he's going to take this other corner one. And we're seeing a little bit of a reversal of roles now, as the Griffins are the ones finding themselves with no boost and fighting to keep their head above the water, whereas the Penguins are having a little bit more of an easy match.
Yeah, I think that really that's just a lot to do with who is controlling the boost battles. And I mean, that's a little bit of a mistake out of Costin, and that's a great fake, but can't find the finish. And Flushy, a little bit too close, going to turn and try to pop this, and does. Maybe has another play, but Burning able to clear it. But really, like, if you have control over the boost everywhere on the field, it's hard to do things without boost. Not impossible, just hard. And it is a lot easier to do things with boost than yeah, exactly, than without. So then if you're the team who has all the boost, it suddenly becomes really easy to get more boost, because you can just be faster than your opponent. And that's exactly what the Griffins have been doing this entire series, is winning the physical battles and getting all of the boost. And it's leaving the Penguins nowhere. And this is finally the first look of seeing the Penguins being a bit more aggressive and making the Griffins kind of look like they're nowhere. I mean, we're now almost halfway through this game, and the Griffins still don't have a shot, and the Penguins are up to 7.
Yeah, and just some of the suffocating pressure here. A lot of it has been performed by Void. I've been seeing him all game just taking as many boosts as his tank can carry. This is probably going to be the first look of Griffin's offense here, but no, Void is able to take that out, and the Penguins have just been able to stuff the Griffins in the midfield play. Lucy's going to put another one on here, and now Costin with no boost just has to dump the ball, and Void, he's going to go back and take that other one. I believe that's the first registered shot for the Griffins. Yes, it is.
It is. And even then, saved away.
There was no power behind it. There was no boost to put a lot of steam on that shot. Costin now, he's going to try and go back to the familiar boost trap. It feels also a little bit like the pace of play has increased. The Penguins are looking to just kind of like rid themselves of the burning threat.
Yeah, that really kind of feels like what it is that the pace has quickened, and I think that just says something about who the Penguins are as a team, is that they are a team that likes to use boost, and if you can take away their boost, you can take away a lot of their threatening power. But as soon as you start letting them win the boost battles and be a bit more physical, you're going to be in for a rough time, because they are just moving so fast and just seeming to be able to get around everybody and everything. Like, yeah, Costin on 0, Burning on just about nothing. This is a drop pass in the middle, and Burning can't jump for it, and Costin does get a corner boost, but this one just being sent on and just barely cleared out, follow in, and just dropped straight into the turf. That it's really not looking too easy. And but as I say that, though, counterattack the other way, and the Griffins do find one, but unlike a lot of other Griffins goals in this series, this one is one where there is still a lot of work to be done if they want to find their way back in this. That one doesn't necessarily have me being a believer for them in this game.
As Void's going to put one almost in, just off a crossbar. Burning, he's praying to the woodwork gods on that one. But the Griffins are going to be on another period of offense. Lucy with a little bit of a risky clear. But now Burning, he's going to play it versus Void. A good bump on Void. Costin puts that on. Flushy, 0 boost, is forced to make a save. But the Griffins are going to rotate around and try and get in this similar aggression. A little bit of awkwardness on a double commit. But Burning, he's going to put that up. Void has to use quite a bit of boost to try and get back to this. Now Void versus Costin. Costin is going to try and take possession here. He beats Flushy. Void has to go to the corner, and Burning is going to do exactly what I thought he was going to do.
Yep. Okay, good. I'm glad we're both reading that. That demo's coming in, but I mean, 20 seconds and the physicality is there, and that one doesn't find its way in, and that one will be cleared out down to the final 10. It looks like the Penguins gonna be able to keep this one alive for at least one more game. They're gonna need to find another win. This one pretty dominant, as they're gonna pick up a fourth with a second left, and actually that'll be Void's fourth goal. I have to say, shots looking a bit more respectable now for almost 3.5 minutes with no shots. They found 7 in this last little portion of the game, but good game out of the Penguins. I mean, they need 2 more of those. This, I feel like, is the Penguins team that I was expecting to see in game 1.
Yeah, I've not seen Void play, but I've seen Flushy play, and I've seen what he can do, and we're seeing that now. We're seeing a lot of boost steals, a lot of bumps. Same kind of stuff that's coming out of Void as well. The Griffins, they're just finding themselves with no boost, no ball possession, and honestly, like, no goal scoring opportunities. The Penguins have really just tightened up their game, and it's just impressive how quickly they flipped that switch to go on from, well, kind of getting stomped mode to winning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's good to see that they've turned that around. But I guess I'll need to see how the first bit of this game 4 goes, because I mean, right now I've seen them play two not so great games and one pretty good game, but like it's a good start. I think that they may be a bit more momentum based. Like, I think that a big a big difference for the Penguins was finding that early goal. So I'd be looking to see if they can find another early goal and see if that can get the if that can open the floodgates at all, and they can build a little bit of a lead and just kind of protect that. And if they can build upon it, they can. But the air dribble bump coming out and is not successful. Flucci able to clear this ball off to the corner, grabbing that boost, leaving Costin with nothing. And Flucci will take his time going up to the air, burning up with it, and does get a good touch on it to clear it off to the side as this ball going towards the front. And Costin going to take his time taking it from the back wall, and Burning is there to save that shot. That was not the greatest attempt from Costin off the backboard, but the pressure early is looking good on the Penguins again. Pressure is just that, though.
But it doesn't help if you can't score. And a partial Eagles moment here, Costin with a very impressive angle off of the sidewall. He puts this just above Void, right behind him. Void expected something on the left side of net where he's facing, but Costin knows just a bit better where he's gonna be able to place that ball. Griffins, they get that coveted first goal that has helped them so much in these first 2 games.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's going to spell misfortune for the Penguins. I would hope to see that they get something soon. It really feels like 1 or 2 more out of the Penguin or out of the Griffins, and that may be it for the Penguins. Is Costin going to try to collect this? And both of the Griffins sitting on just about 100 boost, is Costin just being an absolute menace in the corner. Burning going to take this one up the wall, off the wall with it, trying to get the reset, does, but is challenged by Void and Flucci. Big swing and a miss there. Void is able to follow up, clear this ball out, and Costin trying to pop this one up, but Flucci going to take this one, has this open, doesn't have the touch. Void on the follow-up shot, and Burning is there to make the save, and it's that ball just that needs to go in the net.
Yeah, you'll leave a bad taste in your mouth
Oh,
if you're the Penguins, and so is that. That is a brutal play from Burning. Just the double touch into corner, the demo on Flucci. Void, not expecting to have to hit the ball, is left to backflip at it, and just an open net for Costin to shoot at. Just a return to form of the Griffins from game 1.
Yeah, it certainly is, and I'd like to see the Penguins dig deep and find something. Coming out there, whiff from Burning, but this is a free net, and Void into the crossbar, and
I just caster cursed at them. I'm so sorry, Penguins. That is all my fault.
You know, I feel like we're going to be talking about that one, because that doesn't just hurt. That ball just has to be in the net. I mean, it's painful, but matter of fact, like the accuracy in finishing for the Penguins tonight has left a lot to be desired, and just that one, Burning gonna find it for a third. Just it really just feels like that's how it's gone, is that the Penguins haven't necessarily been a bad team. They've just been bad at finishing on the offensive side. They're doing everything right, minus putting it in the net.
Yeah, the Griffins are going to collect their third there. Costin a little bit emboldened by his retaining of the safety net. He's going to go for a bump and redirect play off the net. I thought we were about to see a highlight reel play there. He's going to put one on net. Neither Penguins player gets a touch on that. Flucci with a good fake to take it out, though. Now Void's going to take this out. Burning, awkward, makes a touch that beats his teammate, but Costin, he's going to keep boost control. He takes just a staggering amount of boost on the way back. Now Void versus Burning. Void's going to win that. Costin, he's got to rush back. Flucci's going to put a shot on here, but it's not on net. There's no threat there. Costin doesn't even have to touch that if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, and I have to say, though, I do feel like if you're the Penguins with a minute 23 and counting, that everything needs to start becoming a shot opportunity. This, like, that
You can't have that.
yeah, like, that's, you know, Hopefully we don't see a third whiff like that, because at least right now, I mean, they should have at least two, but it's plays like that that are really just going to be the difference. And I mean, they do everything right, getting it set up. It's there, the net is clear, they have the shot, and they just don't hit it. And this one turned aside by Flushy, but coming down 45 seconds, and it's looking like it's not there as Costin's up, going to send this one on, and Void is back. But I mean, the light at the end of the tunnel is getting smaller and smaller, and I think very shortly that light will have disappeared.
We'll see a goal here. They're gonna need a kickoff goal. They are going to need a little bit of a miracle play. And this might be a little bit of a slap in the face for the Griffins, and it might just get them into an energy to close this game out, as we were seeing a little bit of tomfoolery coming from the Griffins side. A little bit of additional usage of boost, but Burning, he's just chasing Void up the wall and bumps him off of the play. And now Flushy with no boost is forced to do something, gets an unlucky 50 as he's coming down. And Costin, he's just going to take this one slowly into the Penguins' corner. He's bumping Flushy around. And as the time dwindles down, it will be a game for Griffins' victory. They're going to let this one hit. And just honestly pretty impressive from the Griffins. And a little bit lacking from the Penguins there in that game 4. I really feel like they could have had it if they had just gotten that crossbar goal and that Flushy whiff goal. I kind of wish they did too, because I would have loved a game 5 for this series. This was a pretty solid match too.
Yeah, I mean, I would have too, and I really just I have to feel for the Penguins of like it felt like that everything but the finishing shot was working. And on a different night, this is a barn burner back and forth series that goes into 5. But Griffins just finding a way to get those goals. And speaking of Griffins, we have them here with us in the booth. I have to ask, was being extremely aggressive, like physically, and just the amount of pressure you were putting on and just staying on the ball constantly, was that the game plan going into the series?
I gotta be completely honest with you. I told Costin the second we joined the chat, I'm like, let's just play the game. Let's just try to get a win or something. Play our game, whatever. There was no game plan whatsoever. I was not intending on playing. I forgot there was a match. I just got off of a 6-hour train ride, so no.
Yeah, our
game
A
plan.
player didn't show up, so basically there was no game plan. I thought we were going to forfeit the game and then just...
for no game plan, it looked pretty good out there. I have to say though, game 3, like what was different about game 3? Just because the 3 games you won, they were all obviously dominant, but that was the only one that it seemed like you guys just couldn't get it going.
I honestly started just playing really poorly all of a sudden. I just like threw my brain out the window, and then for game 4 I kind of just ran back and picked it up.
Yep.
That's literally all it is.
The biggest difference I saw was there was a lack of bumping and boost stealing, especially from you, Burning. You were really killing them there on their back line, to put it simply. Now, I just really have one question about that timeout. What was going on there?
Oh, it was just a bathroom break for Costin.
Yep.
And then he came back a lot sooner than I thought.
Yep, didn't wash my hands.
Oh god.
You know,
Nah.
you know, it's funny that I would say, yeah, it's funny that you it's funny that you mentioned that production called that in our Discord chat was something that got put in there. So it's
I got priorities, bro.
that must feel nice on the Galloway prediction. But I mean, that was a great series by you two. I mean, Burning, I have to say, my takeaway from that is I'd love to have you as a teammate, and God, I would hate to play against you. You are annoying, and I mean that in the best way.
I appreciate it. I try my best to be. I'm not very mechanical and not very smartsy, so I just try to go boom,
It worked. That's sometimes all you need. Lasagna, do you have any more questions for these guys?
No, I do not. But in the casting booth, we will give you the floor if there's anyone you want to shout out or call out before we go off for break. Keep it
gentle
stream friendly,
reminder-
please.
Yeah.
But-
Gentle reminder: we are on stream. Be polite.
My only shout out is to Costin for returning and potentially saving our season.
Hey, shout out my glorious king, best expert player in the world, burning energy, dominating. What is this? Elite League.
Yep.
Bro's like 3 leagues below this. Still best player in the league. That's about it.
Well, if that's all you got, Lasagna, you got anything else?
No, I do not.
All right, with that, we will send it off to the break. Be back in about 13 minutes, I'd say, for our 9 o'clock match in the Origin League. It will be the Huskies and the Eagles. Till then, just sit tight.
Took me down, had me feeling alone. So long, darling. Right here and now, we can try this again. If you're in, I'm in, darling. I finally see what I need to be free. Fall from what I was led to, but no holding back. I've made up my mind. Seeing what's next, I'm not sure what I'll find. Holding the key firmly in my hands. I'm looking forward, I know where I stand. And this is it, I've nothing to lose. Now is the right time, I'm making my move. I dancing in the shadows, waiting for new light, being with you. And this new sunrise is upon us. A new sunrise is all we need. New
and welcome back to Frontier Doubles League. This is now the 9 o'clock hour. We are dropping down into the Origin League, everyone's favorite, mine included, where we will have the Huskies facing the Eagles. And this is now the hour in which our friendly neighborhood streamer man Galloway actually gets to use his voice.
Oh my God, how are the peoples doing? I am fantastic. Thank you for not asking, but I'm going to give. How you doing, Blade?
I am doing great. I guess that I don't ask because I already know you're doing pretty good. I can hear it in your voice,
I was blaming the Twitch chat for not asking.
No, honestly, we should. They need to be,
Blackers.
need to be put in their place a little bit sometimes. They should be asking us how we're doing, and they don't. It's like the Twitch chat doesn't even care about us, and that hurts. That hurts my feelings. That hurt your feelings, Galloway?
It hurts my feelings almost as much as my throat is hurting right now. So you know what? That's just. Oh, you know what? Oh my God, we're doing a fantastic rip. Not a statement I thought I'd be saying today.
Yeah, but let's get these teams in the lobby here. Huskies coming out with Kitty Meow Meow 360 and what is
Itchy.
that? Is that
I'm just gonna call him Itchy.
Itchy?
Yeah,
Yep. Okay.
just
Yeah.
Itchy.
Yeah. Itchy. And then the Eagles coming out with the Potato Plays and what do we get? I guess CD wide.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's correct.
yeah. I think this will be a good one. I mean, Huskies right off the kickoff able to find one, but I'm at least familiar with Kitty and Potato. Potato being a former teammate of mine on the Eagles 1 or 2 seasons ago, if my memory serves me correctly, which it typically doesn't.
I do think it was last season. Yeah, I think it was last season.
Yeah, but so I have a decent idea of the talent available in this lobby, and I think that this is going to be a solid series, and realistically, at the end of the day, it's Origin League. It's always going to be fun. You never really know what you're going to get out of an Origin series.
So true, Bessie. And this is a good point to bring up both these two teams coming in with a very good winning record. Eagles coming in at 4-1, Huskies 5-0, but of them wanting to continue on the win streak. But right now, that early alcohol best position, got to start something up here. But that ball will get faced aside. Taken by both of them. But that ball to try pushing down. I think it might be a little bit of a fake back kick. That's going to get a stalled out ball in the midfield. Shot taken.
Yeah, it's a little wide, but an infield pass is the soft shot sent on and the bump coming out, but Potato able to collect this one and bring it out across midfield. CD putting a shot on, turned aside is Kitty getting a touch, but this one will find itself a little bit wide. Potato with a slightly awkward touch, can't find it there. Whifty happening, another big miss coming in, and the bumps coming out, and not Itchy able to find it into the back of the net for the second goal. That ball, ooh. That bump.
Itchy staying out of the way, Captain. This is my goal.
At just with that bump, I didn't even realize that was a team bump. At first, I thought Itchy had been on the other team and then was proceeding to own goal before I realized he actually was scoring it into the correct net and had hit his teammate instead.
We do have Eagles in the field, but it hasn't happened quite yet. But that ball will come off the backboard, play down. That's going to be a nice beat. Kitty will get the third goal. Huskies off to the races. That's what, because Itchy took that goal, so now it's not a hat trick for him. Kitty looking very nice with his stat lines, I'm sure. Itchy's doing pretty good. Potatoes and CD. Not real familiar with CD, but like I said, we've seen Potato around. It doesn't feel like we've quite seen what they can do quite yet, but I do love that bench blade.
Yeah, I love the attempt. Got to try something, and sometimes that does work out. This instance, it doesn't. But this ball up, Kitty able to find a touch. No competition on that one. Is Kitty able to find the better end of a 50? And this one, Itchy gonna be able to send this one on goal, and that's Kitty gonna be able to get to that touch, beating out the defender and finding that one to the back of the net. And there is Kitty's hat trick. That's just a good play, getting aggressive out front there. But right now, I mean, Huskies, this is domination. It is up to 6 shots for the Huskies. The Eagles still only have 1, so it's been a tough start for those for this flighted team.
Indeed, but that's going to be an awkward situation. But the ball will go to the corner, allowing Eagles to try to clear it out. But that's a little bit of a missed touch, not as much of a clear as you'd want. Allowing the other one was Kitty to get another shot, try to throw it on. Itchy trying to win the 50 and does so at the cost of their very life and soul. But they only spawned back in 3 seconds, so their soul came back fairly. I guess it must be cheap if it came back in 3 seconds. I don't know. Jokes aside, Itchy. Jokes aside, we got the Huskies trying to get their 5th goal, but the Eagles trying desperately to keep it out. But
I really just, at this point, I don't know if the Eagles necessarily have a comeback.
No.
We can hope that one goes in, but Itchy finding a great save, Kitty getting there, and Itchy coming back and getting the goal steal at the end. If you don't want your goal stolen, don't shoot it at your teammate, or don't let your teammate get in reach of it. Lesson number 1 sometimes. But at this, I have to say, at this point, doesn't really matter who scores that goal. They're up 5-0. They are cruising. They are sitting pretty, and the Eagles just looking for something. I definitely think that this game, barring, a meltdown of epic proportions, that the Huskies take this one, and I just want to see something. I just want to see something out of the Eagles. I'd just like to see them find a goal, try something to break through this Huskies defense, because this entire game still just 3 shots. Really haven't had any chance to see them on offense and see what they can do. And if they can't even do that, it really makes me worry for what the series can be, is they just both turn off that ball.
yeah, because they are a 4-1 team. We know they're a good team. But it just feels like they have not shown up yet. I assume they've had warm up, but it kind of looks like they're coming into this cold, not communicating with each other. It's not what you want to see from a team that's got such a favorable record. So I'm really hopeful that they'll tighten this up. I can't remember which team it was earlier. I think it was the team that you and I casted last night. I can't remember off the top of my head. Rams and Huskies? No.
Yes, it was.
No. It was the Monkeys, Dragons, or an Origin.
Dragons, Monkeys, yes, an
Where
Origin.
the Monkeys really fought back and came hard. I kind of want to see that from tonight. But Huskies is a solid team as well. We'll have to see if they can do it.
Yeah, and I certainly think that it's possible out of the Eagles. I know our viewers can't see this, but both of the Eagles players readied up immediately. So,
They still got spirit then.
Yeah, it tells me that they're not phased. That albeit we do sit through the full post game lobby regardless of who readies up, but to see that they're that ready to just go into the next game tells me that they've either have spent some time talking about what went wrong in this one, or that they just don't necessarily care what went wrong in this one, and are just going to come into this game and play better. But we'll have to see if they can do that off of this kickoff. Right now, realistically, I just want to see them score. And
asking you shall receive later.
That just seems to be the case. Potato out there hearing me, love to love to see a little bit of success from former teammates. I always wish them well, and I know what he's capable of, and it's good to see that that's starting to shine through.
Indeed, and I really do love it. The aggression. Well, we know Potatoes can play fast and play deep with that speed. And it did look like he was a little bit slow, a little bit hesitant with CD. That seemed causing some issues in game one, and a little bit there. The hesitancy they did play to the favor. CD kind of running forward, instead of backing up, or righting himself, I should say, and that will cost him a goal, as Itchy did come in there to score it off that pass from Kitty. Now it's a 1-1 game basis. It's even, but it does feel good right now for getting that first goal like you did. Already at least in the straight to get the second one. CD coming in there, Mr. Wide Man himself saying, I'm not shooting. I've been a target. Great pass, but
Yeah, I mean, this now looks like an Eagles team that has shown up and is ready to play. Considering that they didn't score at all in game one, finding two within the first minute certainly helps, and it's just good to see. I really hope that they can keep it up because I do trust in this Huskies team. Because I also have to say, for not having seen Itchy before, he's solid. Really like what he has to offer. He seems to work really well with Kitty.
yeah.
This is a good pass down, but broken up.
Yeah, he's been a solid person to watch on the streams at the times we've had him. He's been a very real personality playing, if you ask me. But you can definitely tell that these two players for the Huskies have played often. And that's something that I know for a fact this probably more than likely has. But it just hasn't manifested quite as well as what the Huskies have done so far. But pressure coming out here in game two, especially the Eagles that brings me with a lot of hope for them. We just have to see if they can win that lead, because I don't think the Huskies are quite done.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think if you think that the Huskies are only scoring one in this game, you'd have to be mistaken. And I also have to say, this is Origin 2. There are going to be mistakes, and those mistakes are going to turn into goals. That, yeah, I think we're going to need to see a bit more from the Eagles if they really want to cement a victory, as CD getting this ball into the corner and trying to find an opportunity with it is not able to, and Kitty gonna take this ball and get it across midfield. Is Itchy now with it, trying to send it on target. Potato putting this one into the middle and finding a 50 with Kitty, and Kitty no touch, and Itchy backing off on that ball. Is Potato just gonna slow this one down, try to stay behind it, look for the 50, and and Kitty trying to get down the back post, sending a ball to the backboard. No dice there, as there's a brief clear as that ball does cross midfield, and the Huskies trying to get right back on the attack. And nice little pressure series right there, but this could just be a shot, and it is a little bit wide out of the Eagles, and Huskies trying to bring it the other way. This game, though, a lot more even looking at it. Both Huskies and Eagles sitting at 3 shots with just about a minute and a half remaining.
And that looked to be a pinch attempt there, but it didn't quite work out well. But the Huskies are remaining in control, because nobody from the Eagles has pushed them the last 20 to 30 seconds for any pressure. But as that save came very close, Eagles are now pushing this down the line. It's going to be a 50 out. Itchy, I believe that's Itchy. Yeah, it was Itchy who jumped off the backboard. It's going to be awkward. Kitty can't read it. Itchy with all the time in the world, because the Eagles are just not pushing this Huskies team at all. And that was a beautiful flick, turned into a great pass, but he was unable to get it in there. Now he's solo. He's going to have to just try and stall for his teammates to spawn in and get back down to the offensive line. But There's the pitch
Oh
the
my.
Huskies want to do. A little bit wide, but a valiant attempt. 40 seconds remain and played. Eagles still only up by 1 after a few close calls.
Yeah, a couple close calls, and that ball is just sitting, waiting for some contact. And CD not able to get the touch, but Potato is this one. Potato up, can't find the contact. This ball in the corner for Kitty, who's going to send it high and send it mid. Itchy is not able to find the touch, and Kitty sending a soft shot just a little bit wide as CD trying to bring this one down, trying to help close this game out, as Kitty has 6 seconds to find a goal, and Potato just has to clear this one off to the side and just needs to set it down. This one's still up, and it's still up. Kitty. Oh.
A very shaky defense by the Eagles there, who played as if they were down, trying to keep it up, trying to score instead of just securing the ball, keeping it away. I mean, they tried towards the end in the final seconds, but a very shaky kind of defense and control there at the end will kill enough time to prevent the ball from bouncing due to the fat lady tie this series. And obviously, not as convincing as game 1 was played for the Huskies, but that's still very inspiring to see from this team, because after letting Huskies score 5 unanswered goals in game 1, not scoring any themselves, they held the Huskies only to 1 goal here in game 2.
Yeah, and I think that that's what they needed to do. I feel like that this is the Eagles team that was supposed to show up last game and didn't, and that's okay. Sometimes we're a little late to events, but they did show up, and that's really what matters. That they're right back in this, not getting themselves into a 2-0 hole, and they're just able to find enough goals that it is not too worrisome. I mean, really, at the end, it seemed like that they had a chance to be able to drop it, and they did keep it up, which is questionable decision, but barring that relatively speaking, it could have been a very safe end to the game, as this ball does bounce in front very briefly, but no goal to be had just yet, as this one sent high and sent down, as that's a great shot from Kitty, going well above the crossbar to send that one down. That's a tough ball to defend in Origin.
Indeed, especially when you have 0 boost like Book.
And have to half flip behind you too. That's not easy. No matter what rank you are.
Oh, and that's one of the things I want to bring up as well. That's a perfect case in point. Eagles are finding themselves too often with 0 boost at the same time, similar locations on the field. That's been detrimental at times, but I still don't like as hesitant they've been when they picked up the pace. It's a little bit kind of loosey-goosey at times, but that kind of speed, kind of pressure that they put up, that really made the Huskies have to work more. Caught the Huskies back in a little bit in that game too because of it. They can keep up that kind of pressure and not keep hesitating as much. That'd be very good for the Eagles, but Kitty with a great 50 there will make that ball go flying in, or a great takeaway from a Potato. To say.
Yeah, that was just a good dunk, and then over the head of CD Weidman in the back there, and that's just good awareness a second and trust to dive in there. I really can't sit here and say whether that was a good or bad play from the stance of well, what if he misses, but we're not going to be playing what ifs here. He didn't miss, gets the ideal outcome, I'd say. Really, I think that is always the ideal outcome of an attempted 50 or dunk, is that it goes straight in the net, and this is a pass that's out wide, and that one's sent across, and despite that being touched, I think, by Potato, it still finds its way into the net, and this one is, I mean, I don't want to say it's gotten away from the Eagles, but it's certainly looking like it could be heading that way. I really think that this next goal is going to be the make or break, and if Kitty is listening. Kitty is working to
just destroy any talking point that I may have. But just good kickoff out of him, and this one I think may start getting away from the Eagles. They, I was going to say that the next goal was really going to make a difference, and yeah, I think 4-0 versus 3-1 is a big difference, and I think especially now 5-0 versus even 4-1 is a massive difference. But silver lining though, Galloway, they have a little under 3.5 minutes to try to figure it out.
And not only that, this is not match point either. So
Yes.
if they don't win this, they do have plenty of time. Just got to collect themselves, correct that aggression, and not be so hesitant against them. Because the Huskies are having absolutely no problem whatsoever being aggressive, especially with the demos, especially the challenges right there, like City sending that in Potato with a missed touch, setting them up. It's just an unfortunate situation. DD not using any of his full boost tank, which we have seen at times of him not going for it, just second guessing himself, hesitating. And I will keep harping on that because that hesitancy is what's really killing this Eagle.
Oh my
team.
goodness!
Of course, that
yeah,
he has the boost, but I mean,
and this is becoming a route now, and I mean, I think right now the even more impressive thing is the Huskies shooting percentage. They are shooting 100%. Kitty Meow Meow, his stat line, there's 3 minutes in the game, his stat line, he's at 700 points. He has 5 goals on 5 shots with an assist. And Itchy has 2 goals on 2 shots with 3 assists and a save to boot. Eagles have taken 1 shot in this game, and we're not even halfway done, and this really is feeling so much like the first game. And which brings us back to what do you do here? What are they doing that is so different? And I feel like my answer to that question right now is the Eagles are not playing as physical, as Potato does. Yeah, as Potato does show some physicality and to send us to Brazil.
thanks, man.
But it feels like that they got away from that a little bit, but overall, I still feel like that this game has gotten away from them.
I agree, and I was going to go into the point that I think physicality will definitely help out a lot.
Yeah.
They're hesitating way too much at this point. They've got to start getting aggressive. They're make smart challenges, but they've got to just put a presence. But not doing so has led to where they're at now. They're just too hesitant. Just giving them all the space in the world. Cannot do it. Because even if it is, if you give a player all the time in the world, it vastly increases their take on play. That's just going to be another big dunk from Itchy off the hood of, I believe that was Potato. It was. And again, that's right there, Blade, is the perfect example of what the Huskies are doing that the Eagles are doing.
Yep. Yeah, and I think that was just a really smart challenge, seeing that Potato didn't have the kind of control that he would have hoped to have on that ball. This one, almost an own goal, but is not, as this shallow angle shot turned aside by Kitty. But it's that kind of aggressiveness that this retreat out of the Eagles, that they're not keeping a whole lot of pressure in the midfield is as Potato coming out with a big save to just keep this one at 8, and I don't think he's going to be able to get back to this one in time, but could potentially send it in the middle for a team play as it's sent the other way, and doesn't look like this one will go into the net in the other direction. But a minute left, and I think that the Eagles are just looking forward to Game 4 right now. This is certainly one to forget.
Indeed, but at the same time, you're not winning. Now is the perfect time to focus on figuring things out that way. Very close off. Great pressure, great bumping by the Huskies so to keep out of the net. That's going to be a beautiful fake, but Potato is unable to put it in. Huskies are sending that ball down the field. Can they hit the open net? They learn how to shoot from watching. I don't recommend that for anybody. Potato now at 20 seconds, trying to get the big 50. It's 50 out and away. 50's the thing that's not been in the favor of the Eagles. Are taking their time to line up their challenges well, so the Eagles are kind of just flailing into it. That will be a high-flying goal from Kitty to put them to 9-1.
And that's actually a second hat trick of the match for Kitty, and Itchy also picking up a hat trick for those 9. That's also Kitty breaking 1,000 points. He's now 6 goals on 8 shots with an assist and a save, and Itchy is 3 goals on 3 shots with 4 assists and a save. This has just been absolute and utter dominance as that ball dropped onto the goal line. Not able to find double digits in this one, but the Huskies do find themselves on to match point.
Indeed, and that Kitty guy having such a forehead, he can wear 2 hats. Just a good double hat trick with Itchy having a hat trick to himself as well. We'd love to see it from the Huskies. Eagles, like you said, now are facing the match point of turn. You have to go into it. You have to change something up, whether you're uncomfortable or not. At this point, you have to just send it and try something new to catch the Huskies off guard. Kind of similar to what I think they did there in Game 2 when they got that win. They did a fantastic job of ramping it up towards the end and just scored up deep away from shooting it. But coming into Game 4, this is now do or die. You have to you have to make sure you're communicating with your team. You have to make sure you're challenging, putting a car on the play. Whether you're going in for a full challenge or a fake challenge, just make up your presence.
Yeah, I really think that you bring up a good point as far as like pressure and presence, that the Eagles aren't doing enough to be on the ball as much as they should, and are giving too much time, space, and respect to the Huskies that they just need to cut out and just try to play a bit more aggressively, try to play them a bit closer, as Potato clearing this one off of his goal line and trying to bring this one upfield. Centering attempt is kicked to the side by Itchy, and the Eagles sending themselves back onto defenses. This one, though, into the middle. Is Potato going to try to corral this ball, and does have this looking for the flick, trying to go under, but sent off the top of the car by Kitty. Is CD going to send this one into the middle, back into the corner? It's high up. Kitty not able to get to this one, but does find the bump. This one tapped over, and that will find its way under the crossbar. And Itchy getting the first goal of this game. Just more physical play out of the Huskies.
Indeed, and just Huskies get in there, pumping. Goal goes in, just floating in, nice and soft. Spurs is already not feeling dire, but it's only one. This is dire because how many goals in a row has it been for the Huskies now that they haven't? Got to out soon.
I have to say, technically, it's only been 2, because I think that they scored when it got to, or 3 goals, because they scored when
they scored
the Huskies had 7. Yes, so there were 2 after that, and then this is the 3rd. But I mean, regardless of the fact that in the last 11 goals that they've scored 1, and I mean they were even shut out in game 1. That the one game that they won, they had that kickoff goal, and I think that really the momentum kind of rolled in with them, as that follow-up shot from Itchy is going to find its way into the back of the net off of a nice play from Kitty to get this ball into the middle and at least just put it on target and allow for a follow-up. And 2-0 with 3:25. I just need to see something out of the Eagles. It feels like that they showed up for that one game and have disappeared again. That they just seem to not have the confidence. Is that one almost in, but almost is not. So with 3 minutes, it really still is just feeling like that this is an Eagles team that is a little bit lost against a Huskies team that knows exactly who they are.
Indeed, it does. It does feel like a bald eagle which have gotten lost in the snowstorm while the Huskies are plowing right through it to the igloo to get back to warmth. This Husky team is just on point, just putting the pressure on there that's needed, putting the shots on there, making that presence known. For the Huskies or the Eagles are just kind of not playing cowardly by no means. Don't get me misconstrued here, but it's just an analogy. They're playing like they're scared to go against this team, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it really does, and you hate to see a team play another team scared, and I think that plays into giving too much respect. I sometimes think that there's a line between respect and fear, and that the Eagles are playing it a bit more towards fear than respect, because that's actually a great play from Potato. I mean, they finally get one back, but they need a bit more of this. I mean, I like this. This is just some basic mechanics. Just send it off the backboard using the front of the car. It's nothing fancy, but it's effective. It gets the job done, and at least we see a little bit of life out of the Eagles. It's a long road back, though, as we're nearing halfway.
Indeed, but with the halfway marker heading, we do have an Eagles. It's got a goal to it.
Mm-hmm.
They've scored once more, which is, I would never say anything negative about getting a goal. Well, there's some pretty cringe goals we've seen before, but points aside, they have scored. They do have that down bust open, but the Huskies are putting that vertical loop back on it to close it again because there's Kitty from the corner throwing that in, and 5-1. Huskies doing what Huskies do.
Yeah, and that's a solid play out of Kitty, and a little bit of mispositioning from CD, sitting a bit more towards that front post than maybe you'd like him to, but good on Kitty to see that and take advantage. But I mean, coming down to under 2 minutes, it really is just looking like it's going to be tough. But Potato gonna find a second. He's not done fighting just yet. I'm glad they got a second, but it's another 3-goal deficit that they have to fight their way out of. I mean, I'm now worried if they're going to concede again. Stringing together a couple of unanswered goals is going to be absolutely crucial here, and I really don't know if they're up to the task, and I can only hope that they prove me wrong, and sadly Kitty's going to prove me right.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, there's a good hustle by Potato trying to get there, to get the demo, but let you get to the ball as well. Awkward for CD. I mean, it's a good goal from the Huskies to put it back to 4. Potato's going to try to get the flick on. That's going to be a beautiful.
Nice flick.
And they're scoring much. It's whenever they score, they're able to score quicker. And
yeah,
I'm not going to count the Eagles out purely because of the fact that they are scoring in a very good interval right now. There's plenty of time for them to score 3, tied up, or potentially more. The only thing is they can hold off the Huskies from scoring because no matter how much you're scoring, the other team is in the lead and they're also scoring. You're not just trying to actually get more goals than them, but more goals faster than them before the time runs out. And that's an awkward half flip, but you know what?
Yep.
It was artistically done, so I'll give them that.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that really just is the tough part, is that they have been finding the net, but the misses is Kitty. Oh, but a great save coming through from CD. Is this one over? But CD still getting there. If they can get the follow, Kitty, they're going to be able to slot that one in. And I mean, props to the Eagles for continually finding goals, but the Huskies just not wanting to let go of that 4-goal lead. And I mean, it's a bit of a bummer. I mean, the 3 goals that they've let up in response to all 3 of theirs, like if they had just not had these concessions, we're talking a 1-goal game. But I mean, we're here 6 goals later, still talking about a 4-goal game. I mean, I'm liking a bit more of what I'm seeing, and I have to say, certainly a laurel that I'm going to hand out on the part of the Eagles is actually, going to be to Potato. Some nice flicks out of him tonight. I have to say that He's had a couple times where he's gotten control of that ball, had it on top of his car, and has been able to find a couple flicks. That one not the best that he's had, but he has had a couple good ones, and has had a couple goals off of it. And I think you can still have bright spots in a series that you may want to forget. But this has just been a dominant series out of the Huskies, and it feels rough because I feel like that the game that the Eagles won was really what this Eagles team is totally capable of. And is that now like 3 games that the ball has been ended on the like the Eagles goal line now?
Something like that. I think only 2, but I can't quite remember. I know that's the powerful point you were making. A series you're going to want to forget if you're much like you want to forget the disrespect demos and demo chasing from Kitty at the end of that game there. But this is going to be one you're going to want to go back over with the DM or your captain. Go over with maybe a player from the higher leagues. Who's willing to give you the time. Say, hey, look, this is where you could have improved on. This is what the Huskies were doing to break you down. This is what you could have done to retaliate or counter that. It'll be very interesting if they can rebuild from this next week, which I'm looking for. But enough about the Eagles because we do have the Huskies. Kitty, how's it going, fellas?
Going pretty good, guys. Going pretty good. I'm a little sad though. We weren't perfect.
So what is so then I guess I'll make that my first question. What is perfect for you? Because yes, you did concede a couple goals, you did lose a game, but what does perfect look like for the Huskies in this situation?
I mean, we haven't lost a single match since week 1. So we're kind of used to this 3 and done. They played a really good second game, caught us by surprise. We had to dial it back in the next 2. But they're probably the best offense we've played in a while, probably since week 1 when we played the Lobsters. So you had to lock in on that. Potato's a goat. Love playing him. Happy to play him.
So I have to ask in that second game, just because that really was the anomaly. I mean, I don't necessarily know if I have a whole lot to talk about in the games that you guys won, because you won them so convincingly that there's not really a whole lot to say. But like, what happened in that loss? Like, what were they doing differently as opposed to the games that you won, that they were able to shut you down and actually find those goals? Because it really just seemed like in the rest of the series that the Eagles struggled to score, except in that game.
It was an off game. You can talk, Richie.
It was just an off game. I was playing a little bit too fast. I felt like even though I was getting touches on the ball, they weren't the touches we were necessarily needing. Like Kitty said, I just dialed it back a little bit, and you see what happened.
Yeah, agreed. I think I was giving away too much possession because I got away with it the first game. So I'm like, oh fuck, I can flip it. I'll flip it. I can boom the ball without any hesitation. But they dialed in that second one, and I had to play much better, and they still got the win over us.
Galloway, you got any questions?
I'm resting my throat. Definitely a good one.
Yeah.
Looking forward to see if y'all can get next week.
Agreed. Thank you.
Because I have to say, if Galloway doesn't have any more questions, I don't necessarily have any more questions. I do want to say congratulations on the win, and it was a very convincing one, enjoyable to watch. Just the dominant performance you guys put on. But I'll leave the floor open to you if you guys have anything that you'd like to say. Yes, family friendly. We are on stream. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So the floor is yours.
I would like to shout out Gingy Mobile. I'd like to shout out Two Cool Dudes, and I'd also like to shout out Great Honda. Great Honda has been bullying me, and I'm going to get a warrant out for his arrest soon. But that's a different matter. But yeah, shout out to all the guys that have been helping me through the season. Shout out to my teammates, and 4 more, baby, 4 more.
You got this.
All right. Well, if that's all you guys got,
that is all Galloway and I have for this hour, and especially what I have for this evening. We're going to go on break again. I get to get on with the rest of my night. You will sadly all be stuck with Galloway. I know how awful to be stuck with his lovely voice. But yeah, but but please do join us in about 17 minutes for our 10 o'clock game where we do move back up to the Elite League, and we will be seeing the Owls and the Coyotes.
Took me down, had me feeling alone. So long, darling. Right here and now, we can try this again. If you're in, I'm in, darling. I finally see what I need to be free. Fought from what I was led to, but no holding back, I've made up my mind. Seeing what's next, I'm not sure what I'll find. Holding the key firmly in my hands, I'm looking forward, I know where I stand. And this is it, I've nothing to lose. Now is the right time, I'm making my move. I wanna hide now. You can't bring me down. I touch like ice, tracing all my scars. Why does it hurt on the inside? It's unforgivable, but I forgive you every time. Hard to let it go, 'cause we're intertwined. I break you, you break me, but something about it makes us so, baby. Every piece keeps us together in the cold.
to the last hour of the night. And we are ready to go with the Coyotes and Owls in the league. But before we get to those goobers, we have another one. Gaston Booth, return and face.
What is going on, everyone? I'm back. You saw me 2 hours ago. Now I'm back again. The nails on a chalkboard caster is back. All right.
Shady's back.
All right. We've been icing our players for a bit too long. Let's get them in.
And as you come up with the Coyotes are at 3 Owls, trying to have a good record at the end of this. If Owls can win this, tied at 3. I think Coyotes want to not be in that situation, as they will win this off here, taking the initiative against the Owls, but it will get hit away in a good. Now the Owls.
I sure am as well. Coyotes, they're taking it out strong so far. Already 2 shots, a little bit of decent pressure built. Some corner boosts are stolen, but Exy, he's taken to the air. He's got a little bit of boost. Puts this on the backboard. A team bump on accident on the way down, and Owls are going to open up the scoring.
Ooh, and it's just a beautiful touch too from Exy. Give it up over that defender to set up that situation for the team bump and whatnot. Not the conventional way, I would say, to beat a goal, luckily, but uncommon. Happened. Beautiful. Barely high. But Coyotes with another demo chase. Got a little. It's get that.
Yeah, Hornet there took, I believe, a combined like 350 boost and demoed the player. So it was kind of just a walk in the park for Sifri to put that in. They tie it up 1-1. And Galloway, let me close my window because it's began raining outside.
Pesky rain.
So if you would take this over for a minute.
Absolutely, my fellow lasagna man, and we all know that meat pastry. So let's all bow our heads and pray for a brief moment for the poor man.
Yeah.
But
there we are.
He's back. You got the Owls with a beautiful shot that Duff trying to get this around. AK putting a weak touch to it. Out. Hornet. Moment. Does get up and around, but unable to see Owls. What a good shot attempt at the second.
Yeah, there's been a lot of physicality on both sides of the pitch tonight, as we see another little tidbit of it there. AFK with a good flick, but he pays the price for it. Now Sifri, a little bit of a carry out, but he's on no boost. Actually, he's going to come down on him. Toss up in the middle. AFK versus Hornet. Good 50 from both of them. Exy now, he's on the ball. He's going to get a flip reset. Gets bumped off by Hornet. Now Sifri just barely dodges the bump. Exy's chasing him down. AFK, he's going to take this to side. And AFK, he's in the corner now. He's got a little bit of a clear. Good extension there. Hornet is chasing him down. Man, there's some aggressive demos today. Now Sifri tosses this to backboard. Exy with unable to get the touch as it goes off backboard, but the ball's flying towards the Coyotes net. 3-player drag race to it. AFK is going to steal the boost. Now he's got it, a little bit of control on it. Sifri is going to pressure him though. And this has really just been a toss-up so far as to who's going to take this next goal.
Indeed, and I'm not quite sure, Lasagna, if that's an owl, or sorry, if that's a coyote or an Asian murder hornet. I can't quite tell because Hornet's just been going for those demos as if his name is Stoobs. But Sif taking off a beautiful pass from Hornet here. We'll throw that high and left. 8 ball to the corner pocket. Exy get his car on it in a very valiant effort. That ball will get past him and go into giving the Coyotes the lead. Hornet going to try to expand upon it, but a little bit of a misplay going for the boost and the ball. That will lead into an Owls counterattack, which turns into a Coyotes sniper counterattack as Hornet 50s AFK to make that ball go in. I can't see what the amount, 74 miles per hour for a grounder. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit of aggression from AFK you'd think might pay off with some speed, but it doesn't. Exy shutting me up real quick and taking back that goal to bring us within one. Just a solid kickoff. He gets there quickly off the cheat and a good flick over Hornet. No time to react on that. And we are up 3-2 with 2 minutes left. We have just quite the game on our hands right now.
Indeed we do. And just as quickly as the Coyotes take the lead and extend it, the Owls do respond. Now this would be a good chance for them to tie it up, and AFK will do so with the pass from his teammate Exy. Right now, the Owls, a 3-letter bird, but with a plural, so it has to be 4-lettered, but with 2 players with 3 letters in their name. I think the trend is working out for them right now. That was an absolutely terrible joke. Please save me from the monstrosity.
Nah. It's the rule of 3s. 3-letter names, 3-letter animal, 3 goals in your net. You know, just how it goes.
You saved me.
AFK, he's gonna take this up and get a second touch. Exy now up versus Hornet. Hornet gets a nice clear out. AFK now 2v1 with no boost. Hornet is trying to bump him the hardest he can. He holds Valiant though, but Sifri steals his boost to try and stunt this counter attack. Hornet now, he's back on the ball. AFK with a good backflip touch. He's on wall now. He's gonna take this towards Sifri. Sifri with a nice banging clear. Hornet's on. Sifri's on too. And just, it's a game of counterattacks so far. Who can land one first?
Yeah, especially as we see a Hornet get a ghost touch, how close he is sniffing the fumes from of the Owls here. And eventually Hornet himself gets him a little bit of a turnaround that we weren't expecting, but the spawns favorably send it out. However, Owls able to catch it right back in. Unable to catch that one, however. I say that, but it did end up into Owls' goal, taking the lead back. So you know what? Congratulations, Owls. You got the
Yeah, actually there, he just sees the net is open. Sifri, not a lot of boost to work with, and actually recognizes this and just puts it on net with a powerful shot. 40 seconds left. Hornet is on kickoff. Coyotes have some time to bring it back. Hornets franchise has not been in use for quite some time. Oh man, I thought Hornet was going to do it all there. Gets a demo though on his way out. Now AFK with a clear, 0 boost. Hornet, he's going to collect this. Accidentally takes Sifri's boost. We'll see if that comes into play later. Exy is going to put this on net. Sifri grabs that corner boost and he's up now. Over Exy. Past AFK. Hornet demos AFK. Sifri now. He's moving down the field. 10 seconds left. Got to make something happen here. AFK steadfastly defending the corner. Hornet with a shot, but it's over net. And with no boost, can Sifri keep this up? No, he leaves it to Exy. Exy's trying to keep it up. Good sportsmanship. And Hornet, right before the ball touches, collects an exterminator accolade. I believe that is 7 demos in one game.
I can't help but we always love to see it here in Rocket League FDL. But that will be game 1. The Owls taking the lead this series. Rule of 3 winning out right now against this very aggressive Coyotes team. Trying to get in there and eat themselves some owls for dinner. If not their eggs, maybe. But it was a great back and forth. Like you said at one point, it was a great game of counters. A lot of the goals came from counterattacks. So it was all back and forth. It really was just a matter of who pick apart the other team's opportunities the best. Try to really get that lead. I'm all for it, and I'm looking forward to game 2.
I sure am as well. There's no definite pressure that has been suffocating for either team so far. It's been a lot of demos, a lot of boost grabs. At the same time, no one on the field ever seems to have that much boost either, which is just a product of the demo heavy environment. We're gonna get into game 2 now. It is AFK versus Hornet on the kickoff, and we're gonna see where this ball turns up. Hornet with a little bit of a mistake on the kickoff. Now AFK is going to push the ball there and get the boost, but Sifri good clear. Now Xy's going to send this back in. Hornet's going to take a touch in the corner. Xy's going to send this mid again. Hornet, a little bit of panic there. He did not have to use boost on that ball. But Sifri, he's going to carry this all the way down. Xy with an awkward save. Now AFK has to make a touch out. Gets demoed by Hornet and trying to go for the boost. Xy, he's going to take this down the field. Possession in Sifri's hands now. He's on wall. A good 50 from AFK. Hornet, he's going to take it real slow. Get a 50 going all the way down the field. And looking like Xy has a little bit of ping. It's not affecting him as he's able to dribble the ball all the way down the field and looking for an attack. And oh, possibly a counterattack. AFK, he covers that up. A good cover up in the middle field before that became dangerous. This is just still going back to the back and forth game. Xy, is he trying to repeat the game 1 goal? He does not quite get the touch that he wants.
Indeed, the AFK will be able to pop that around both of the Coyotes for rushing back. Go send it out. Sent right back in, however. Right back out. I sent right back in, and this one will turn into a goal. AFK to give this Owls team the lead. It was right over F who passed it out, and Hornet goal. Unfortunately, boosted a little too much upon jumping. Hitting him out. Give finally Lasagna a team a goal here, which Hornet immediately not caring at all about the ball, instead of going straight for the defensive player. And unfortunately, Hornet was unable to score that. This will be a counterattack if he cannot save it, which he does. It's still incredibly awkward. Hornet winning a 0 boost 50. Hornet trying to collect it, but of course 0 boost instead, going for the bump, which we are starting to really love here. But I think this will roll out into, let's say, counterattack, does it?
Yeah, just to a backboard clear and some midfield play. Sif gets demoed as a product of a 50, and now Hornets up. A good fake by Xy. He fakes it and gets the 50 there to keep them on offense. AFK now, looking for a bump maybe there. Hornet, 0 boost. Xy's on him. Xy, he beats Sif, but no Owls player there to capitalize. Now the Coyotes on counterattack. Hornet clangs at it. Excuse me. It's off of the crossbar though. Sif versus Xy in the midfield. And Hornet disregarding boost, disregarding everything else. Almost gets a flip reset on it. That would have been immaculate. Yeah. And still just a game of counterattacks. The Coyotes with a little bit more pressure though. Got 4 shots to 2, but it hasn't paid off so far for them.
Yeah, Hornet, I love the aggression, but there was at one point in the last offensive stretch, like actual sustained pressure, where it went for the pass, but instead of following up, went for with my costing. I'm not quite sure. The Sif, the beautiful little backflip, catching the AFK awkward, will get that ball that just raindrops in. I think that for a second was on.
Almost. It's hard to tell on that one. I won't invoke the sacred winged beast yet.
I did.
Xy, good flip reset and almost a dunk into net. Now AFK on ceiling. He's coming off. He's trying to disrupt Hornet's play. Hornet's going to put this towards net, steal a boost, and immediately start going for the ball and bumps again. Just really aggressive. Sifri, he's versus AFK with no boost. He goes for a bump, and the ball is going to bounce in. That is a commanding play if I've seen one. So he could have just had a shot here, but he just wanted to show who he is and just banged AFK out of net. Just that goal just sums up what this game has been so far.
It really does, and that's Hornet again. Just immediately going for the players that ball on the kickoff, and I'm quickly becoming a fan of this guy. Simply for that reason. Not biased at all here. I have no stakes in either one of these teams, but that's just you gotta love the commitment that this man is putting out. I wish any girl gave me that much commitment that he's given to the demos. But a fantastic fake from Sith will open that up into the Coyotes, extended the lead to 3-1 now. Hornet trying to get in there to be disruptive. The AFK already on the ball, but gets faked out by Sith. That ball going straight up the uprights there in the goal, and Tanya, beautiful one that was.
Indeed it was. And Galloway, if that ends up on the highlight reel, you're going to be admitting that you're single on the highlight reel.
Hey, look,
Sif now.
This
He's
dude's
gonna
got the
toss.
Pringle can for a neck, all right? He goes with the Pringles.
A counterattack from the Owls. It's going to bring it closer. AFK, he gets the ball, but it's a bit too hard towards him to get a good touch. Exy, he's going to toss this mid, but no Owls player there. Hornets, he's going to take possession. He's going to take it up wall now. No boost. Fakes it out. Actually, he's not going up wall. He's going to take it to the ground and then up. And Sifri, he's now up. He tosses towards the corner. Exy, no boost. He's coming in. He's going to put this on net. And what a save from Hornet. I thought for sure that was in off the crossbar. But Hornet, he proves me wrong here. Keeps that out and keeps this a 3-1 lead.
Indeed. And I was trying to fight hard here, keep it out of the net so they can try to get some kind of counterattack to score quickly. The time is evaporating, but if that don't sum it up, a demo to stop the offensive pressure. The AFK able to respond, getting it. However, that's going to be sent out. That will kill up all the time that the Owls need to try to come back. Coyotes will take this game right here in a very beautiful fashion.
Very explosive fashion.
Now, Lasagna, was this, correct me if I'm wrong, it was the Owls who won game 1, correct?
I was just about to ask you the same thing.
Because the overlay
I'm going to wait till the stream.
I need to hit
hooray.
the score. I'm pretty sure it's 1-1.
I am
You can ask the player.
pretty, yeah, I'm pretty sure as well. Chat, confirm this for us. And the players, hold up. There we go.
But
They should be keen. Hopefully they're keen to answer.
now,
All right, yeah, it is 1-1.
okay, that's what I was thinking. Absolutely sure before I pinned it, which I went ahead and pinned it because I felt confident anyway because I'm just that much of a Chad or whatever. I don't know, honk. But Hornet coming out invoking the demos, we absolutely love to see. This man was definitely a man on the mission, but Sif as well making things happen with the goals and saves, getting some bumps that helped lead. The absolutely fantastic job by the Coyotes to kind of spread the points apart here. Get there for I come back.
And off kickoff here, we should have Sif versus AFK. And it looks like by some of the wheel turnings that both players will be cheating, yeah. And Hornet, he's going to be on the ball now. Actually, he's going to go back. He's got some boost. He doesn't have any boost any longer. Hornet demoed him. Now AFK is on the ball. It's going to toss it middle towards Exy. Exy's going to toss this to backboard. Hornet can't get a touch. It's on backboard.
Ooh.
Sif is able to cover that up. Now he's on a counter attack. 50 from Exy. He's going to take this mid boost here. And AFK is already up, but he can't make contact. Sif now. He's on the ball. A good flick. A better save from Exy. Wow, I thought that was in. Sif now, he's going to toss this to sidewall, and Hornet's on. Now AFK, he's on, but he knows he doesn't have long. Hornet's on him. Exy now, he's going to toss this to sidewall. Hornet is already on him. A good ceiling pinch, though. Hornet's got to make an interesting save. He does. Hornet now, he's on the counterattack, in the air, 2 touches, 3 touches, it's backboard. Exy makes it clear. It's Sif, he's in a 2v1 now. He's on a good clear. Hornet has to make a touch. Off backboard, AFK now. Makes a touch to corner. Hornet makes it clear. Sif, he's on the ball. He pops it up for Hornet. But a little bit of a miscommunication. Hornet was not quite ready for that. A little bit of awkwardness in corner. AFK now. He's moving towards the ball. He doesn't have boost. He tries to get it past Sif and cannot.
I think the reason why that miscommunication happened is because he's not used to Sif playing for the demo plays. He's like, wait a second, that's my job. And I think that's where that miscommunication came from. But Sif gets the 50, but loses. Here.
Oh!
AFK spinning this back in, trying to get it to round 1. The bump will hit AFK, but Exy is there to clean it up. Exy throwing that in, get the first goal here in game 3. Owls taking a little bit longer to get this in than I think last game happened in the game before that, but still scoring first. I know they're tired of Hornet's shenanigans, especially as Hornet got that big bump on Exy. potentially set his teammate up for a beautiful shot, but
Yeah, neither Owls player with much boost now after that kickoff sequence. Xe now unable to grab the boost, but AFK is able to scoop that one up. But he's got to spend some to get this out, and he does. He's going to stay on it. He's going to try and get a 50 on Hornet. He can't. Now Xe in defense. Hornet's already on him. And he's already going for a demo. You can see him there in the background. Sifri with not quite the shot he wanted on net. Now AFK versus Hornet. Hornet puts it under him. Xe's going to clear this, and Sifri's looking for the double here. He gets the dunk. What a dunk. AFK has to make an awkward touch now with low boost. And Hornet's going to put this on, and man, these Owls are having to fight to keep their 1-0 lead.
they are. They're having to scrap with their talents as hard as they can. There's going to be a shot from Hornet. They go a little bit high. Hornet's going to get a second chance. It's going to go even more high. And we will now have an Owls player to sit wide. However, Sif coming back in with another shot. Will get saved. Hornet going in. Bumps Xe, which I know it's a win in his book, but he did get the goal, which is not quite a win as much. But Hornet going back up. Shot going just past. It was Xe, I believe. It was AFK. Just past AFK. And Hornet able to score. And Lasagna, I'm gonna be sad if he's on kickoff this next time. And he's on kickoff, so maybe he'll just ignore the ball just for a player. We'll see. But I love whenever Sif don't kick off, but you know what's going to happen.
Sif now. He's looking to try and put in another goal, and a great play by Xe to keep that out, using that Fennec hitbox to, losing, man, my entire point's gone.
Yeah.
It was actually, Xe's not in the Fennec.
Yeah, no, they're both in Octane, but Sif was definitely going for the 50 to put it in instead of actually dribbling it in. I think that's where he went wrong, because the Owls player played it perfectly to win the 50. But Hornet with the big demo, that's going to leave the net wide open for the flip reset. However, AFK able to get there from behind, but it doesn't matter how Sif able to get the second chance, slamming that one home to give them the lead.
Yeah, and you got to appreciate the effort from AFK, but his mistake was going for that corner boost. At a certain point, you got to pick up that center pad and just face your fate of a second shot.
Indeed. Indeed, Hornet, but immediately keeping these Owls honest, saying this is my boost. You're not going to use it to demote it. But a great bump by Xe will make it awkward, but AFK unable to get there. Like I said, both without boost. Not going to be a 2v1. Hornet going to go for the demo instead of really securing the pass with touch. Sif going for the bump play himself. I don't know if he actually got it or not. But however, Hornet was able to throw that in. We'll see here if Sif bumped AFK. Can't quite tell. No, he did not. It's just a beautiful placement by Hornet to extend that lead even more. Just barely over a minute. Lasagna and Coyote is up by 2. This is starting to look it's not dangerous, but it's not, it's not as, okay, it's a little bit dangerous now.
Yeah, it's a little bit dangerous now. Hornet's got a lot of, man, great show of mechanics there from Hornet. I think that was 4 chain dashes on the wall there. But Hornet now, he's got a little bit of wiggle room, so don't expect to be on the field for very long now.
You don't have to worry about offense as much. Defense is great when you don't have to worry about anybody shooting it because they're dead. So we might just see that. However, I think we just saw there he was trying to cheat up a little bit to bail out his teammate, but Xe caught him lacking on his patience, able to get that ball up and around both of them, throwing that home. Lead now cut down to 2. 46 seconds remaining. Not by no means insurmountable, Lasagna, but it's going to be a little bit of a tall order.
Yeah, considering how hard the Owls had to fight for their previous goals, AFK getting revenge for Hornet's previous demos. Sif now, he's putting this in there. AFK does not have a lot of boost, but he manages to keep that out. Neither Owls player with any boost. One of the Owls players off the field. They've got 30 seconds to make something happen and go and unlock 0-second time. Hornet, he makes a play. AFK has to take this all the way back. Hornet's already on. Now Sifri's on. Puts this to corner. Xe was cheating up a little bit wistfully, hoping for a play, but Hornet is hoping to not see you again. So he takes him off the field. AFK now, he's got to make something happen alone. Hornet with an awkward touch. Sifri can't get it, but there's no Owls player there. And the Coyotes are going to put this down and take Game 3. They are now on match point.
And Hornet doing a fantastic job getting the hat trick there. Getting probably another exterminator, I can't tell. This man just doing a lot of work to give his all the space and room that's needed and required, forcing the Owls to make 8 saves, where the Coyotes only had to make 2. I mean, that's a big story right there, if you ask me. The Coyotes pressuring the Owls enough to make them have to take so many wide shots that the goalpost will be the natural defender for them. Whereas the Coyotes are just up the field, able to take a lot better of a shot, more time. It really is just a matter of this pressure from the Coyotes kind of taking the Owls to the cleaners.
14 shots between Hornet and Sifri. And that is just some serious pressure that we were not seeing in the first part of this series in games 1 and 1.5. A little bit later into game 2, we were seeing some sustained pressure. But the Owls, they gotta find a way to break free and dodge some of these Hornet demos. Because he's itching to get more. And they're going to start out a little bit on offense, but no possession of the ball. Sifri is going to carry this out over Xe. Not a lot of boost now. AFK gets a hit. Hornet now, he's going to take possession. Gets a 50. He's on it still. Gets demoed, but no Owls player with any boost to challenge. Xe now, he's got to take this off the backboard. He's going to. It's over Sifri, but Sifri nearly bumps in there. Xe with a dunk on the cross-field air dribble to open up the scoring in game 1 with a much-needed goal for the Owls.
Indeed, but in Lasagna, the past 2 games, the Coyotes have won. The Owls were the team that scored first, so you cannot be too relieved quite yet. Coyotes team has to job at putting that pressure on, and that's just gonna be a beautiful in the air demo by Hornet. He said, "You're not safe from me, no matter where you are." Hornets fly high and sting there.
There was some part of me somewhere that knew he was going to go for that.
Oh, of course. If it's on target, that's the most dangerous position.
It's so hard to save in a 1v1. Just good recognition of the state of the defense. Xe now, flip reset, tries to dunk Hornet. Hornet, he's not going to be fooled to get an early clear. Xe now on ceiling after a bump. Sif's going to get a clear. Hornet, he tries to get the pre-flip to scare Xe off. But the Owls, they're going to stay in a little bit of offense here. Sif's got to get another clear. Hornet has stolen AFK's boost all the way in the Owls' corner. And now it's going to be transitioning into some Owls defense, I believe, because, yeah, Hornet's going to get a clear here. Now AFK versus Hornet. AFK gets good touch. Xe up early to try and get a play on that. He 50 Sifri into the corner. Now AFK on, but a good touch by Sifri. AFK, he tries to pass mid to Xe, but Hornet beats. Now AFK's got to make a save. Sifri's up. He's going to put this on backboard. Gets one more touch. It's not dangerous yet, but... Oh, now it sure is. But Hornet leaves. He goes for the dunk. AFK is really awkward. A back pass to Sifri. Sifri can't put it on exactly. Xe beats Hornet. Sifri's only one back with not that much boost. Xe with a turtle flip reset. And now with a open-ish net, he can't get that on, but it will bounce down for AFK. Owls, some great pressure and a great showing of mechanics coming out from Xe there.
Absolutely, Owls taking advantage of that opportunity given to them, or created by them. Doing a fantastic job keeping it up, putting that pressure in, and both Coyotes get the bump on Xe, which will cost them a goal as Hornet does try to get back to that ball, but could not quite do so in time. Lasagna, as much as we love the demo on kickoff strategy, working again. Maybe the Owls are finally adapting to it. They're putting more in.
Yeah, it does reward them though. They're up 3-1. They've got a safety net here. Now the Coyotes have to make something happen. Sifri's up. He's going to put this on ground towards Hornet. Hornet getting chased out by AFK. Now he's on the ball. A low 50 will get it under him. But Sifri getting demoed, makes it clear. AFK does not have a lot of boost. Makes a little bit of a touch to Xe. Xe's going to take this mid. A great stuff by Hornet. Now Xe, he's going to take this back towards AFK. He's getting bumped the second he does so. Now AFK, he's got to make something happen to keep them on offense. A pogo into the pass. I did not see that coming. Great vision from AFK and great creativity to beat Sifri, who thought for sure he had that clear.
Indeed, that's an absolutely huge goal coming out from this Owls team. Give them such a good lead. And I think they're really getting adapted. And I think the reason why we weren't quite ready for these Owls is because Hornet has not given us enough time to see what the Owls can do. But the Owls are adapting. They're now at a 5-1 advantage. Just over this. And we might have ourselves game 5 bound because Owls are stepping up huge right now.
Yeah, this game 4 is really the Owls. I'm going to call it the Owls game to lose right now. They've adapted a lot to the strategies that the Coyotes are taking. We saw on that last Owls goal, just Xe opting to instantly flick it. Although a little bit of awkwardness with a double commit is going to put the first out of 4 needed to tie this game up for the Coyotes. We'll see where this is going to go. Just Hornet, great aggression to get a nice 50 on that ball and stir up some chaos there.
Indeed, and they still got to score 3, but you can't count. It's not insurmountable by no means. This Huskies.
Oh, man.
Huskies? That's very aggressive.
Wrong dog, my friend.
Wrong dog indeed. Wrong K9 even, I should say. Coyotes, not really dogs. They're spicy. They're spicy.
Anything's a dog if you're okay getting bit.
You know what? I like that philosophy. Owls, however, did not like it. They don't want to get bit. They're putting another one in. This one is starting to look for sure to be the Owls. And almost. What should have been a goal. Hornet bumping them, saying we're looking right now to be game bound.
Yeah, Xe was trying to go for another stinch of mechanics that have been working out for him greatly. Sif now to Hornet. Hornet's going to tap that into the air. AFK on the backboard with no boost. Now Hornet coming in. Xe has to make a 0 boost backflip save. Now AFK, he's on the way out. He's trying to take a lot of boost. And he's really just kind of sticking it to the... Oh man, is that in? No. I thought that was the come up that the Coyotes might need there. But unfortunately, it is not.
It is not. The Owls right now are following the script for game 5. However, I think Coyotes are also following the script that will go wide. Hornet with almost a big time read for an own goal. But instead coming up short on the AFK throwing that one home. That definitely will be the nail in the coffin if you ask me. We are bound. Or, I don't know how to say game in Spanish, but game number 5. I think it's 5. No, that's 8. What's 5 again?
8 is Cinco. 8 is Cinco.
Yeah, what's 8?
Or 5 is Cinco. You're confusing me.
Okay.
Stop that.
Yeah, it works. It worked, ladies and gentlemen. I got him.
Your tricks of the mind will have no effect on me.
Too late.
But yeah, the question now is if we will be going to Barcelona here. The Owls have 7 goals so far, and they've been having success. Xe has a little bit of possession here. Hornet, a great fake. He's going to try and put one in here. He goes straight to Sifri, and a great read by AFK. That play was going to come. AFK, he's just going to toss this in the corner. There's a little bit of tomfoolery going on. The players know that this game is mostly over, and they're just ready for game 5. And, well, so am I, if I'm being honest.
Honestly, if this didn't go to game 5, I'd have been so sad because this is a lot of good gameplay and a lot of great demos. Hornet trying to get another one. Sif trying to keep it up. Hornet trying to do the same, but fashion making me think that they finally figured out this aggression from the Coyotes and how to beat it. We'll have to see if the Coyotes can prove them otherwise. But AFK with all 3s on the stat board, I like your commitment to the rule of 3, my friend.
Yeah, the Owls using the rule of 3 to take their second game this series. And Exy with 10 shots and 14 goals. He was really just the difference maker on the Owls offense that we were not seeing in games 2 and 3.
And I think that came apart from a lot of that support work to kind of keep Hornet out of his offensive demos as well, allowing
Yeah,
Exy to actually open it up.
Yeah, 3 assists on Exy's 4 goals. I believe the only one that was not assisted was that air dribble dunk across the map. Yeah, that was really impressive. But yeah, we're going to get into this game 5, and I'm excited to see how this is going to go. I would not be surprised if we get an overtime here. I think that the Coyotes, they're going to be able to rally again. I think Hornet might get back into his element with some more demos. He's not on kickoff here, so we might see... he does not go for a cheat here. He's calmed down a bit. He's locked in. He knows that he's got to win this one.
What do you say? I mean, you know that cheeky little flanker.
Weasel Coyote.
And you can. That can be forced out a weak shot. We'll be able to get Diff Hornet backing out. But Hornet backing off. Backing off. I don't chain smoke, I swear. But
my fellow caster is sick. Thoughts and prayers to him. He's dying.
But I'm still giving all I can, Captain, for these two wonderful teams right now. Hornet getting 50. AFK going for 50 against the field to the sidewall. He will turn for, but a big dunk coming from Sif. Will cause AFK to try to go for it, but Sif is now the lead. The thing I wanted to say to you, through it to you. Owls have not been afraid to get aggressive themselves, I think.
Yeah, they've been a little bit less telegraphed about it as well. The Coyotes are really unsure when the Owls are going to go for a demo like that. Although one thing they can be sure of is that Exy is going to have a lot of airplay to test their goal line defense. Now Owls on offense again. Good clear by Sifri, but Exy's going to be on. He's going to pass one. Hornet now is in possession. A good flick, but AFK gets a little piece of that. Now Sifri beating Exy. AFK is going to take this to backboard. He's got a little bit of time. Hornet's now on. Exy 0 boost. AFK's dead. Exy gets taken out. And Sifri, the goal that he needed, he just couldn't put that on. He took your course in open net shooting.
Proud alumni of the Galloways. And Hornet was doing all the work he bumps. Here's Sif, I think, feeling a little bit of the pressure. Absolutely. I think that's showing how much Owls has catches Coyotes hard. That's what
Testament of a good team is not necessarily being able to win it in 3, but being able to win it in 5 with changing your gameplay style and with taking strategies and really just being able to work it out with your teammates, even if you get slapped around a little bit in a previous game.
It's such a stung by an angry Hornet. Either way, Sif will get this ball off that backboard. Gets to 50. Winning it, but we'll try to send this to his teammate who bailed him out. Just going for a demo, never mind. But just the second 50, Hornet's going up for it. That's a beautiful shot, Lasagna, and Hornet showing he can do more than just demo. Which he already has, but in a beautiful way, much more.
Yeah, I believe this is the first time the Coyotes have opened up scoring this match, so I'm interested to see where this is going to go. We've got 2 minutes on the clock, so the game is nowhere near over. Especially at the rate these guys are playing, it's going to feel like forever. Exy is going to steal Sifri's boost and die for it, but it gives AFK enough time to be able to shoot on 0 defenders and tie this game up after only another 13 seconds of gameplay.
Indeed. Couldn't quite tell if Hornet was just too heavily committed on that second follow-up from himself, or if maybe he got bumped which threw him out and couldn't recover. I'm not quite sure. Either way, Coyotes going for a second one here. That's going to be awkward. Actually going to have to really slow it down. Can't quite control it. Hornet missing the open. Hornet bumping AFK. Just trying to throw that back in there. And you hate to see it because the Coyotes just might be later on. Damn, we wish we had that one back because that was it. Awkward.
Coyotes are going to be looking for another goal here, trying to reclaim what they once had the opportunity for. AFK, he's going to take this slow, but Hornet is going to try and force the issue here. Good patience by AFK. He puts this on net. Sif has to make a save. Now Sif trying to look for a counterattack that's not on, but it's so close. AFK having to do something about it. Hornet now, he's going to go for a 50. AFK out 50s him. Now he has possession. He's going for an air dribble. He's got it not quite past Sif, but a great 50 leaves it open for Exy. And the Owls, they just have to hold on for 40 seconds, and they could take home today's victory.
And Hornet was too committed on trying to get the demo there. Back to defense, and I think those demos are really starting to come back to bite them because they're used to it. And like you said at one point, they're telegraphed, whereas the Owls at demo not necessarily as telegraphed. But that will go wide from AFK. If they need to win this, they want to be in a good position. But instead, that will be an extra goal, and this is starting to look extremely favorable for the Owls, who are just now starting to out pressure the Coyotes. And this is turning into lasagna where the aggression for the Coyotes is backfiring. Owls adapted. Coyotes themselves have not really adapted. And I kind of think that Hornet needs to really get back into his roots of the demo. They kind of slacked off because of the high pressure. I think he kind of needs to stick to it before.
But at the same time, you can see Hornet going for some demos, so he tries to clear out the back line, and both Owls players are able to dodge the demos and then leaves no one back. And the players are acknowledging it. 3 goals in 10 seconds is a little bit of an impossible feat. They're going to play it out here. And this is why we play the matches. It's possible. But a kickoff to the sidewall in AFK's possession is going to tick down the clock. 2 flip resets. He goes for a third there and almost gets that. That would have been nutty. But the ball, Siffer's going to keep this one up. So is actually good sportsmanship here to keep it up. AFK tosses it to sidewall. Hornet going for another demo.
One more for the road. And
the ball will touch just in front of the Owls net for an Owls victory in 3-2. That was a good match. We'll see. I'm gonna ask to see if we can get these guys in for an interview. They have all left the match. We'll just see if they show up of their own accord here in the next couple minutes.
I'm 13. This is a very privileged production staff there now to see if they, what a fantastic onslaught of the weather and storm of Stinger. Have AFK, who's probably got some puffy areas of the body from probably came. What do you think, AFK?
I'm not gonna lie. I was still connecting first half of that. Can you say that one more time?
I said that you weathered the storm of all. Body is probably a little bit puffy. Out for the best there, man.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. Exy was telling me that we just had to play boost. Once we got the boost in our backfield, he couldn't sit back there and kill us. So we were okay after that.
Fantastic. Started using the point where we like him all 5 because being a lot more respectful and hesitant about it, and I just ate it alive. So very well job.
Thank you.
Before we go on, I just want to say hype it a fantastic season.
I appreciate it, man. Exy was the man though. He's so consistent.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, seeing some of those mechanics, what were the comms like? Was he just, because obviously he's not here right now, but how are the comms when he was going up for plays like that, or puts one in that you guys desperately need? How was that?
Honestly, it was pretty chill. We didn't say much more than what was necessary. Definitely could have talked more in games 2 and 3. It got pretty quiet, but it was just casual callouts, nothing crazy.
Pretty quiet because home, not laugh long enough happening too.
We were dead a lot. It was pretty frustrating.
I do want to say, what was I first when I asked it?
No, I'm all good.
All right, and I did want to ask, one, where is X? Why is he disappointing us right now? But two, the fact that who's coming strategies for a team.
Honestly, that's been the plan the whole season. It's just, all right, you need me, I'll show up. I don't even know what's going on half the time with members on the team. I know I started here as a sub, and so far I've played almost every game, but it's working out.
Wish I could be. I didn't have to.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna win.
Get done a lot, but still. Well,
yeah.
FK, then before you close this out, my friend, I'll give you how you want, whatnot. Just or you can decline it if you want. Don't feel pressured.
No, I mean,
there's no Hornet in this casting booth. Don't feel pressured.
All I've really got to say is, thank you, Exy and Goob, for making these games happen. Goob's good at coordinating everything, getting people's attention, and then Exy's just showing up to carry. So, not much else to say.
Love to hear. All Goob added in the tweet. Give her some congratulations for very fierce Coyotes. Al's, if I remember correctly,
3-3
record.
Yeah,
they're now tied up with the Coyotes. Thank you for everybody joining in FDL this week. It has been a blast of a week. I'm definitely looking forward to helping. Next week, Devin will for the production. Lasagna been kind enough to
hello,
and that big joyous smile.
You flatter me.
Everybody have a fantastic.
See you guys.
Took me down, had me feeling alone. So long, darling. Right here and now, we can try this again. If you're in, I'm in, darling. I finally see what I need to be free. Far from what I was led to, but no holding back, I've made up my